going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, actually. We have been running like crazy. How do I have that on there? You can see that? I got a Windows from the tray. It won't go. Never ends. Never. What? Oh my goodness, he wants to get out. How do I make that go away, guys? There's the stream. Oh, Eli, what? Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can fix this and we'll be right back. Literally. Yay! We figured something out. Doing our best. Doing our best. Okay. Oh, let's see. Shala, how are you? Odd Shoes. Old man is here. Wayne, hello. Click on the arrow on the taskbar to minimize. You know what? That is exactly what I did, so I didn't see it in time, but yes. That was correct. That was me earlier. Turning off the sorry, get that out of there. I can hear myself and it's odd, but yeah, that was me earlier making sure the software that keeps messing with my microphone is not working. Someday I'll actually get in there and turn it off, but here we go. So this right here is what's prompting so many things in the coming days. This was the third base I built. The first one was the one that you build in Haggis South when you're first starting as part of the quest, and then it tells you you have to go build another base in the Vermilious Gap area and destroy your old one. And then I built the second one. This was the third base. I feel like it's a Monty Python skit, right? Yeah, I built this one, it fell down, so I built the next one. But I built it over here. I mean, the shield wall is very popular because of the aluminum resources and the quickness that you can get off the map to the overland section. I did it because of the moss creator here and I wanted to kill them. So that's really it. I like being down on the ground because, you know, I could hop in my buggy and be anywhere I need to be, go over there. Sometimes when you build up in these areas here, it's real easy to get down. Getting back up is a bit of an issue. Yes, you could hook it up with a carrier, but whatever. But yeah, it's just easier. So I stuck it down here in this nice little corner. I'm right up on the edge. This, there's like a chest in there, and it's beginning area for the Masquerade part. So this is actually red, so I can't go any further this direction. But I built this here. It's been really good to me. But one thing that happens when you build a base, low fuel, sorry. At first it just becomes, it's just boxes. And you kind of have an idea in your head, like, okay, you know, and you build a box, and then when you need to expand, what am I talking about? When you need to expand, you just put another box on it, either up in the air or off to the left or right. And you just keep doing that, and then eventually you've got this monstrosity. It's just a bunch of boxes stuck together. And you'll start to kind of get a little creative, maybe make some changes. This is the culmination of that for me. It's a natural process. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And depending on where you're at in that stage, rock on, you know? Sometimes people be like, oh, your base is just a bunch of stupid boxes. It's like, yes, you just started this game and built a palace? Is that what you did? Piss off. But, well, we're mouthy now, you know? We're having a saucy day, I guess. But this was an experiment, and the experiment has got some issues now. As I've been playing more, I've gotten, you know, a little more involved in some things, not as much in others. Certain resources that used to be incredibly important aren't anymore. And I can get things easier other ways. Semi-base words, but outside it still looks like a box. Yeah. A dude is fine. That's what prompted certain things for me, like these little overhang areas. It's just for looks. The chevrons was actually a holdover from that base I built over in Vermilia's Gap. I did this kind of thing where it was the little small triangles put together to look like an angled piece of wall. And, you know, it works. I do some pillar work. When I made this, it was cool, and I still like it. It works, you know, but there are some issues. I like things to be symmetrical, and it's not. You'll notice here that we have the foundation and then double walls, and over here we got a foundation and triple walls, and we had to do that in order to level everything off. These are actually a bunch of fake walls, but I've put so much stuff in that room I can't even remotely try to fix it now. So I talked myself into saying it'll be all right. And it's not, but I talked myself into believing that. These upper sections used to have my wind turbines in it, but they kept shutting off. Guess it was too enclosed or whatever. But the biggest thing that's getting me, my advice to you, if you're going to build a base, I'm not trying to tell you not to express yourself, but a huge, ginormous, monstrous palatial base looks awful cool, and it's a pain in the butt to play with. Because you pull into one section and you're like, oh, I need to go get this. And if it's taking you more than just, you know, 15, 20 seconds to get from one spot to the next, you got issues, you know. If you're twirling downstairs and spirals and crazy things, it's, you know, you spend a lot of time running. I kind of do in this as well. But I didn't do much with augments. Your base is an efficient rectangle. Psst, rock on, dude. Always care about efficiency more than appearance. Appearance comes later. Go for efficiency. But I really didn't do anything with augments. I didn't really care. I gotta be honest. I didn't care. I was just like, whatever. And the stuff I was doing just fine without them. So I was like, meh. And then I started doing stuff where the augments are coming into play, like more of these testing stations and doing a little more difficult content. So I had to start getting into doing the augments. And I am not built inside structurally for that. I thought I was. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. The issues I have is over here, right up in this section. is where I do the augment crafting. Well, actually, it's down in here, right in that area. I'm kind of pointing at it. That's where I do the augment stuff. That's where the augment station is and where I've been keeping all of my augments. Used to be my old desk still area, but desk stills are downstairs because I wanted a bunch more. I do not have the storage capacity for all of the augments that I'm getting. The reason I say that is, don't think I'm saying I'm super awesome. I don't throw stuff away. We hoard. I shouldn't, but I do. And I am keeping lower level augments, stuff that I'm not really going to use that much, but I'm keeping them. Just a word of advice: if you break them down in your recycler, wow, I get like 10 to 30 with my current levels. So it's a windfall there. But the other issue I have is if I want to say I fly in, let's just do it, right? Okay. Boy, I really dove in there fast. And we'll get on with that in just a second. But let's say I come back from doing missions. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. Stay focused, man. Come on, Jack. So I come back and I'm like, ooh, I want to make an augment. I like the layout. I think I decorated pretty well. But it's neither here nor there. So I'm like, oh, I got to do the augment. It's like, oh, wait, I have to make the augment. So if it's a clothing augment, I have to run around here. And I have to go up here. And I have to go in here. And I have to open the magic door. And there's my clothing augment. Okay, so then I come in here and I make it. And then I have to run back and go and do it. If it's a weapon augment, we have to go all the way on the other side over into this area. Actually below that. Yeah, no, that's the right area. We'll just go. I'm going to go run all the way over here to the weapon fabricator, make it. And then I got to go back and put it together. Prior to augments, my setup was great. Okay, that was bizarre. Okay, so this base is haunted and we're just gonna go. We're just gonna leave. Yep. So prior to doing augments, it was fine. But now that I'm actually getting into it, I'm spending so much time running back and forth because I'm also not good at it. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta go make it first. Run over, go make it, then I run back. And then I'll be like, oh, you gotta craft it before you can put it on. And it's spent a lot of time running around. And I'm like, you know what? If I could put the garment fabricator and the weapons fabricator in the same room with the augment station, walk in, take care of it. Also, if I had enough storage capacity. And when you get a base like this, you've trapped yourself. I am terrified of pulling that gun out and making something disappear because I don't know how far that chain reaction is going to go. What, you know, if I take out one piece, is that half the base going to go away? I know that's an over exaggeration, but most of you know what I mean. That you just want to get rid of one thing, like, oh, let me change. Like, for instance, you'll notice that I've got a lot of stuttering issues, and I haven't determined whether or not that is from the lights. All these lights, there's a reason they limit you. Lights cause server rendering problems. If it's the ceiling portions as well, I don't know if it's projections. That's also why you're limited on projections, because they cause rendering issues. And I also don't know if it's the server, like my Siege, or my system. Then you get to put, oh, I'm sorry. When moving around base, I find myself taking shortcuts when moving around. I'll reboot parts to make it more efficient. Yep, exactly. I got disconnected from chat, which is weird. Everything's still working. Right? Yeah. All right. Things you get to put in your inventory and you have to run back. Yep. That's what we've been doing, because, I mean, no offense, but I'm dumb. You know what I hate more than anything? When you cancel something being crafted and the materials go wherever they want to. Yeah, like put in like 500 plastanium ingots and cancel that. And it's like, bloop. There's a little satchel on the floor that, it's going to take you like 6 or 7 trips to pick up. Let's change our color here. Look what I can do. I can make the undercolor here. We'll go with orange. This is Rabbit's favorite color, so in honor of her. But yeah, so now that I'm doing augment stuff, it's a bit much. This area here, my main hangar, is too big. I have too much space dedicated to nothing really. I mean, it makes me look at it and think I have to decorate more. Like I gotta put more stuff in it because it's just so big and open. It's a hangar. Yeah, it should be. But before I made the changes to, oh, look at that. Before I made the changes to the upper hangar, it was larger. Base looked like a Funko Pop, man. That thing was huge. It went all the way out here. It was just ginormous. Looked ridiculous. Making it smaller was such a great thing. Now, so I've got some performance issues, and I've got to start determining what is causing that problem. I think it's either the lighting or the siege. I don't think my system's a problem. I don't think it's an issue with the projections because I haven't really added any. It's either all the lights that I've stuck in there, or it's the fact that we're getting some encroachment and some rather large builds that are occurring in the area around us. That can cause an effect. Like if I decided to put a whole bunch of lights and projections along the outside, light this thing up like I'm decorating for Christmas, these guys would hate me. Every time they would turn and look at me, they would start to lag out. You'd start to see the packet loss and stuff because it just can't render it. So I need to make changes, and I need to make some drastic changes. Why can't I talk tonight? Oh gosh damn, what's up? How you doing, buddy? And I want to start collecting some things a little bit smarter. My water tanks are out in the open. Yeah, they're in the hidden rooms, but if I could have built a little smarter and put them elsewhere, tucked them into like little spots that don't matter, it would have been better. I want to make some changes. And I've got a very full siege. I got a very full siege. So my goal was to try to figure out a way that I could try to build a new base completely from scratch, because I have the sub thieves because I'm not out in the deep desert playing, and I took down the shoal base and stuff. So I was like, oh man, I could build another one, and let's do that. That way I still have the hutch. All my stuff's in there because I got a ton of stuff because I'm a pack rat, and I do collect a whole lot of things when I'm playing. And I don't have to have that in like a storage container or in the bank or someplace weird. It can all just sit. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get the base, we're going to pick it up, I'm going to put it on a new siege, and then I'm going to go build what would basically be Hutch 2.0, or well, 1, 2, 3, 4.0. So we'll build the Hutch 4.0. And it was at that time that I thought, hey, let's go on an adventure. So I had been talking with 2 other streamers, Old Man Alchemist and Darkest Visions, and I was saying, hey, would you guys be interested in doing a collab for a while? And they were both like, yeah, that'll be great. And thus it was born. So instead of picking up my base and just finding another siege on Odin, I am going to pick up my base and I'm going to head over into their territory, and we're going to plant the hutch down for a week, and we're going to see what we can do. Get some things done, trade some stuff, have all sorts of hilarious fun and excitement. I plan on breaking as many laws as I can so that when I ditch, they get the bad rep. But there's nothing against Odin. I love Odin. Odin's a great server. There's a lot of great people. There have been a couple people that have showed up here as of recently that I'm just not real thrilled about. one guy never shuts up in chat. And it's not like he's talking. He apparently has a whole bunch of stuff typed out, like from the Dune books, or he's copying it from the Dune books, and he'll literally just copy and paste, and you'll be playing and it's just nonstop scrolling. Now, I blocked him so that I don't have to see his chat stuff. Unfortunately, I still see other people yelling at him for still doing it, so constantly it's popping up. That's been my thinking too. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, you guys are talking so much and I'm totally ignoring you. No. Hey, Jack. It's unlikely it's an issue with your system, just for moving around your base. Shiala came to visit the other day. She was dropping some stuff off, and because she's awesome and definitely a good noodle, and she experienced it as well. So that was also allowed me to eliminate my system from causing problem. That's one thing you got to do. If you ever have an issue, just start eliminating possibilities, and then that leads you to where you need to look. I mean, think about it. You call up tech support for something, and they'll be like, did you reset your router? And it's like, well, no, because I have my computer that runs perfectly fine unless I'm running your program, and I've got everything else in my house which is completely functioning exactly the way it was before your software started having problems. So no, I didn't check that. I didn't reset it. The reason they say to do that is because often a reset makes it redo things. You didn't fix the problem, you just put a band-aid over it, you're going to get it again. But anyway, so yeah, I don't think it's my system, and so that's why I'm thinking it's either lights or that, but that's why we're going to be moving. Ooh, got some spice earlier, Den? What'd you do? Oh, somebody asked. Crawler? Used your crawler? Got the Walker engine. Not sure if it's any faster though. It is, but it's really going to depend on how you run it. I may have locked him in. I'll get back to that in a second, Shella. The Walker engine is faster, but you won't notice it if you try to crawl and keep it slow so that you get it completely in one pass. I like to go forward and back, because if you go forward and back, it usually grabs everything. So it's just personal preference. Honestly, I mean, people say one's better than the other. No, they're not better than the other, because you either go half speed once or full speed twice. It's going to take the same amount of time. I like to do back and forth because I don't have to pay attention to the speed. I can pay attention to worm sign, other people if I'm in the PvP zone. If you can eliminate a possible thing that you have to pay attention to, it allows you to focus on all the other things. So that's why I do it. But if, there's some people who will, I have the controller over here. Controller's a little easier to monitor that speed. It's kind of annoying to sit here and tap to keep it. But I made the Walker, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's cool and all, but it's really not affecting me that much. So I went back to the standard engine, didn't use it. I feel like we go faster over spice and leave more behind than the standard engine. Yep, but if you're like me and you go forward and back, or you cover each area twice, it gets it all cleaned up. What I would like to know is why every time I go to the Imperial Testing Station 2, I get kicked out of the game. Station 2. We'll check that in a second there, Wayne. Am I moving permanently? No, I am not moving permanently. I'm going to be there at least for the week, because when you make a transfer, you have to wait 7 days before you can do it again. So once you get to a place, you're kind of stuck there. So I'm there for at least a week. I don't know if we'll stay for longer than that, but I will definitely be coming back to Odin. I do have friends here, and I do enjoy some of the people. Locked him in the DD base for a while. Yeah, you know exactly, Shella, who I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, it just never ends. And you can ignore people. Like, okay, in the course of your day, if you just sit back and think, okay, in the course of your day, how many idiots did you cross paths with? Whether it was a whole lot of interaction or just a little bit, quite a few. But you don't pay them any mind. You don't pay them any attention. Somebody cuts you off in traffic, you write it off, or what? It's so minor. But when you come across a person who is annoying just to be annoying, and that's what this guy wants to do. This is fun for him. He loves doing this. He thinks it's the coolest thing, and it makes him the coolest person in the game to just sit here and spam chat and get people mad and yelling at him. That's what he likes to do with his life. What a worthless person. Like, dude, go find other things to do. I mean, who am I to tell people, that what you're doing isn't resulting in anything? But talk about a net zero. Come on, man. Go just live better. Be better in life. And then there's some other people that have just recently showed up that I know from previous servers. And they're nasty people. They are not nice. They are not nice. But they like to roam around, cause a little bit of chaos, and then roll out. So hopefully, over the course of the week, they will be gone. But now, another thing I want to talk about, and why we're making a quick jaunt to another server. I could just have people here on Odin jump in and play the game with me. I don't like to just blindly do that, because I made the choice to play this game and to stream it and to talk with you guys. Other people didn't. And I was streaming Call of Duty, and we were doing the zombies, and you had to go in the center and blah blah blah, and I hooked up with another group, and one of the guys in that group was struggling really bad, and he was just having chaos. And after the match, I talked to him. I brought him in and talked to him, and at first he was like, "Oh, this is really cool! Like, holy cow, I was on the internet. That's awesome." And then the more he started thinking about how he acted, how he performed, it was less cool. No reason for it, dude. But I don't like putting people in that position to where, unbeknownst to them, we're broadcasting it for the world to see. It's not like I've got millions of followers and viewers, but there's enough people out there, and the internet is forever. So I just don't like putting people in that position. And that's why I usually try to keep kind of to myself when I'm on stream. I'll be a little more sociable when I'm off stream, but not so much. But in this situation, I'm jumping in to play with two people that, like me, have made that decision. So there's no excuse. Yeah. Also, this creates like one of the issues that I have with this game. For, everything that was good and bad playing Destiny 2, I could play with anybody. And I played that game with people in Europe, in Africa, in Australia, in Asia. I mean, all across the globe. We could team up and jump into a mission and go do stuff. And in this game, I can only do that with the people that are on my world server. Understandably, that is a lot of people, and I could find friends and like-minded individuals in there. I'd do anything with Shala if she wanted to. But it is limiting, and that's kind of poopy. It's also similar to the fact that once the console players come in, we're not going to have crossplay if they still stay with that, which is sad. There's a whole bunch of new players that exist, but there's a wall between us. So, but yeah, these guys, they already know, and in fact, they're streaming as well. So, no excuses, no concerns, no worries. But yeah, it all was prompted by the fact that my base is having some type of glitchy, stupid problem. I'm like, yep, it's time to build Hutch 4.0. Couldn't do it here. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to move. So literally my plan was to end tonight and do a little bit of finishing up, wait for the Coriolis to go through. And then tomorrow I was going to scan my base, initiate a transfer, and just spin right back into Odin and go to some other sietches that I've already scouted out that are kind of lower population, to see if that makes things better. And then I thought, you know what, dude, why don't we just I'm going on a little adventure. So that's one of the reasons why you notice some differences. Like the Firebird is gone, and honestly, I don't think it's ever coming back. I'm gonna leave it in a box. It looked cool up there, but I don't use it. That's space. It's wasted. The Firebird was my rocket-equipped combat scout. Poor thing doesn't get used anymore. Need people to shoot at. I mean, it's my fault if I don't go into PvP, guess what? But anywho, the Workhorse is gone as well. She's in a box. Upstairs, we have cleared out our cargo containers and the carrier. So we've kind of been knocking things back left and right that we aren't going to, that we don't need to. See that? That's what's happening. I'm almost positive that this is the game. It's not me. It's not my system. It's not even the Siege server. But I have to figure it out somehow. I thought about going around and just deleting some of these lights, but there's not a whole lot in these corners that would be making that happen. There's a bunch in that room, and I've got this. See how it kind of lags there until it has time to render? So Hutch 4.0 is not going to rely on these lit ceilings as much. But is what it is. Like all these projections here, I've got the 2 down here, I've got 1 over there and 1 over here, and then I've got those there. So I mean, there's 6 projections all in the one spot, and they're all kind of rough, so it causes issues. But 2 passes. Yes, forward and back is the way. Cuervo, we're going to set up a club, a fan club. It's just for the cool kids. Quite honestly, during the winters, I drive a plow truck for my company. So I've just gotten used to, linear movement. So that's what I do. Most people have blocked him. For many people. But I tried. Figured it out finally last night. Oh, really? Yeah. That guy's ruining the game, man. COD voice chat is the worst. Yes and no, because it's it's the worst, and then also it's the best. It just depends on when you catch it. I've had some moments in some Call of Duty lobbies where, like, the lobby would start up, and if somebody's open mic, mute immediately. But arguing between each other, sometimes some of those things were great. Oh, that's some great arguments. So yeah, it is the worst, but it's also the best. The only thing I don't like about here is the market's crap. Hey, what's up, DB? I was just talking about us. Oh, hold on. Cool kids equals Harkos? I don't know. We'll see. But yes, so tonight we'll finish up all the necessary stuff, and I believe tomorrow, since we're not streaming, I will try to make that jump over after I'm done with work and real life work. If everything goes well, which I'm hoping it does. The last time I've done server transfers, everything went totally fine, and it took just a little bit of time. We will be making some guest appearances on Darkest Visions stream if we can make it. And then Wednesday, when I do my normal stream, we're going to see if maybe we can get Mr. Alchemist to do a little snack and nap a little earlier than normal, and see if I can get him on there. And then we'll see who crashes Darkest Vision stream after that as well. And then Thursday, Alchemist does a 1 p.m. stream. So I'm at work at that time, but we had a little bit of vacation time, and we could afford to take the half day. So yeah, I took the day off. So I will be on Alchemist channel at 1 p.m. Right now. And I know you're in the chat. So yeah, I'm saying it right now. He's all super excited, but I don't know if he's gonna like it so much, because I got an issue. with Mr. Alchemist of the lack of melee weapon usage nature. We're gonna have to try to talk about that. That's one issue. The other issue, Mr. Alchemist, is you see these? These are called handrails, and they're for safety. And I notice a lack of handrails in certain areas. Look, handrails, handrails. There is, in fact, an OSHA. It's me. So we're going to talk about those two things right out of the gate. But that's what prompted me deciding to go on this little adventure. And one of the other big reasons is because I sit here and I tell you guys all the time that playing games with friends is so much better. And I 100% support that statement. When I think back on all the great moments that I've had in previous games, going back years and years and years, most of it was with friends, and it was their interactions. That's what really made it so special. There was a game came out 30 years ago. My birth certificate's on parchment. But it came out like 30 years ago, and it was called Mech Warrior 3025. EA put it out. It was in beta, and they decided not to do it, which was really sad because we had so many great times. And me and my friends, and one of my friends, his name was Shadow Bear. It's basically you just run around in giant robots that shoot at each other. And we were going up against another team of 4, and there was 4 of us. And keep going now. We laid an ambush for them, like we shut ourselves down so we didn't have any power. They couldn't detect us. We weren't on radar. We drew them in, and then it was like, go. So boom, hit the power up button. I came up, got up the top of that hill, and apparently I was going a little too much to the right. Shadow Bear was going a little bit too much to the left. We collided, and then we just rolled down this hill, and it was steep. And I remember it. Couldn't record at that time, but I remember it. It was just like in the movies where it was like my screen was just ground, sky, ground, foot, ground, Shadow Bear, sky, ground. And we just rolled, and the other team didn't shoot at us. They all just sat there and watched. We actually didn't fight. And they were like, somebody, they were like, that was amazing. Like, what did you guys do? And we all just had this laugh. And this was 30 some years ago, you know? I remember playing Destiny with my friend Steele. Someone's sneaking around. We were doing a raid, and I was explaining it, like the stage that we were doing, and then all of a sudden, Steel Assassin was his name. Steel was sitting there, and he had his gun out, because, you know, you always had your gun out when you're playing Destiny, and he just slowly starts moving backwards. And he's looking up further and further. And we just watched him just roll right off a cliff because he fell asleep waiting for us to get done talking. But we're all just standing there, and then he just starts walking backwards. It's like these little tiny moments that I remember giggling so much. I had a friend, Siren, still a good friend. Talk to him every so often, not as much as I should. He was a very he's a very dignified and proper individual, right? So he did not say bad words. And one time in one of the games we were playing, he says, "What are you guys doing back there? Y'all playing a game of grab ass?" And me and Steele were like tears going down our eyes. And he was like, Siren kept saying, "That's not a bad word." It's like, dude, that's totally a bad word. You totally said a bad word. But those are the moments that, look at me, I'm genuinely smiling remembering this stuff. And I could continue and go on and on and on and on and on. But all of those moments were in a game, but it was because of the friends that I was playing with. That's what really stuck with me. That's what really matters. And I tell you guys to look for that. It is hard because people are assholes. And you come across an asshole and then you're like, yeah, I don't care. No, I don't want chat. I don't want to ever talk to anybody. And you're missing out on so many opportunities. But I tell you guys that you should find friends, get some friends, play with friends all the time. Makes everything better. And then I proceed to play by myself solo. Every time. No one's ever seen me doing anything with anybody. I'm always solo. So I'm not even taking my own advice, you know? So I did give you the reason. I don't want people on stream and all that stuff. But so I'm going to show you that, yes, you should go out there and make friends and do things with other people. So that is the prompting of all of that stuff. We're going to do something crazy here right now. None of that is going to help. I'm going to come over here and we're going to drop this off. Oh, there's where we need. I got crap everywhere. It is insane. Packing up, moving things, making sure I've got copies of bases and stuff that I don't want to lose. If you've ever moved in real life, it's pitiful, but the game is completely matching that. I'm sorry I'm yelling, but I'm just trying to emphasize on just how, oh my gosh, on just how like it everything is. We're gonna do two things. I'm yelling again, for God's sakes, dude. We're gonna do two things. First, we got to get this stuff off because we want to put this on. Radiation suit. What? You're wearing a radiation suit? Why are you doing that? Let's drink a bunch of water, and we'll probably want to drop. Let's put these over here because those are more important than the other stuff we had. And we'll put that up. I don't need to cycle down that much, so we can leave that on. Okay, everything's fine. Oh, actually, we went into that menu so that we could heal. Screw it. This solves the problem, and I don't want to have to sit there and do the math, figure out how much I actually need to heal. Okay. And we're off, and we're running. After 45 minutes of sitting here babbling, we are finally in the air, folks. We are heading to the overland testing stations. Not Mr. Electric. And if you're smart, you figured out which one we're probably going to go to because of what we're wearing. Palpatine the Empire didn't believe in handrails either. Yeah, look what happened. Look how many times people fell. Right? Everyone, who all is waiting for the next Witcher to come out? I know I am. Witcher gamer show. Popcorn suit, as DB calls it. Yeah, Jiffy Pop. It's because we're old. How does it work to base backup with Weave extenders? Does the base backup include those? If you're transferring servers, 100%. You don't have to, when you go to the new place, you don't have to put down a fief. You don't have to put down staking units. You don't have to do anything. If you just use the Solido to make the copy of the base, then when you get to where you're going and you want to put that base down somewhere, you're going to have to put the sub fief down, and then you're going to have to put the staking units that you need, and then you'll be able to place it. What I've always found is, normally when I do my combo base, all it is the sub fief and one staking unit. Sometimes I have to go up in the air. I'll do those two staking units, try to place it on the ground. If I'm getting the red marks on the top, then I'll drop out of that. We'll put a vertical staking unit, problem solved. So if you have a base that, let's say, is 4 units, your sub fief, and then 3 staking units plus vertical, you could put your sub fief down, put down the staking units, plop it in, and be like, oh no, I missed this one, missed that one. So yeah, but when you do the base backup where it miniaturizes your base and you get to where you're going, you literally just walk up and just, and it goes. It has 2 options. It's got a snap option where you can just snap to the original and it's going to automatically stick it in exactly the original place it came from, which is your best option if you can. That way it doesn't change anything with your base. You don't have to figure anything out, do anything crazy or stupid. And the other option is like kind of a free form where you're, you know, putting it in there just however, wherever you want in case your original spot's taken. And you can do like the lift and lower, which will just add in foundational pieces, which makes it look kind of weird and creepy. So if you can snap to original, it'll be best. But yeah, so I was on Pellucidar was my original world server, which was closed in the recent culling of servers, and I had to do this moving process. And say what you want about Funcom and Dune Awakening, but if you follow the instructions that they give you when you do that, you couldn't have asked for anything easier. It worked exactly perfect. I had no issues, nothing whatsoever. So they at least got that part right. You can say a lot of things, but they've got some awesome landscapes, and the base backup tool works exactly as it's supposed to. I know that other people had problems. I kind of think it was them, like user error. I'm not trying to be mean, but let's just be real. When my guild did our first move, very few problems that weren't people. So why are we here? And what do we want to do? We're here for this. This is an accelerator power pack. It's got a power pool of 900 with a regen of 64 per second. A standard 6 has the 64 per second, so exactly the same. But your power pool goes from 800 up to 900. 100 in your power pool isn't really that much until you start thinking what that 100 could be. That 100 is going to be a little bit extra shield. That 100 is going to be a little bit extra Suspensor Blast or Suspensor Flight. I moved my base a couple times and even packed it up for a few months, breaks, and it worked great. Yep. Formula, how are you? Yeah, that process worked absolutely great. I was preparing for the worst. I was like, dude, this, oh my gosh, putting everything I've got into but no, it worked perfect. So if you don't like your world server, leave it, go somewhere else. It's very easy process. But yeah, anyway, back to this. So this is it's really nice. It's really good. I like this. I want more of them. I think I have one pattern that I have from red after this one. But of course, just like Baruch Assault, I want more. So where do you get this? Well, the fun part about this is you get it here in, you can get it in some spots of the deep desert, very unlikely. But its main dropping point is here in the radiation dungeon. But that's not going to help. We're going to talk about that. I got a complaint about that. It makes me sad. I'm going to complain about that. But this thing, there's no grade for this. It's an ungraded item. Which means if you were to do this testing station, it's considered a weapon and armor. The higher up you go in this, as soon as you see ungraded disappear, you'll never get that item. There is no better shield than the Mark V. You can't get a better shield. All you can do is get better power, faster regens, and better skills. You can get I think it's an accelerated Holtzman shield. That is in the upper level or outer layers of the deep desert testing stations. But to be completely honest, you're going to be hard pressed to find situations where you need that versus your standard Mark V shield. It's really going to be your skills, like your power drains that you can get from skill specializations. Some of your regular trees where I believe it's the Mentat or Plantologist, where you've learned to tinker with your power gen and you get it back faster, and also minimizing the strain on it. By that I mean if it's because your shields are dropping in combat, duck, like hide. Oh, the adaptive Holtzman shield, thank you. Yep. It is better, you know, but I have yet to see one. Let me jump out of this. It's the only thing I'm missing out of all the Plastanium products. I've tried. I don't think they would lie, but I did a run a couple weeks ago with a big group of people doing those testing stations, and 2 people got the Mark V, or the adaptive shield. 2 of them said, I got it. They were really excited and really happy. So I don't think they lied, but not this little gray mouse. But I want to get more of those power packs, and to get them, you need to do this testing station to wear ungraded weapons and armor. So if I do 2, drops it down to 80%, 67, level 4 is at 57, and then it just completely disappears. So you have to do this at level 4 or less. And the issue is that if you're out here doing testing stations, level 1's probably pretty easy. The only thing that's cool about it is it goes quickly. I came over here yesterday and did this, I don't know, 10 times? Not happening. I didn't push the radiation dungeon up to anything more than 14, but we'll do that. But I'm going to do a quick run through here at a good old level 1 in the hopes that we can find ourselves a replacement battery power pack. The other issues are the fact that when I made this, I wasn't at 200 crafting, and I am now. I was high. I was up there. I think it was like 170 or something like that. So you can see she's taking a beating. Still good. Still good. Don't need to replace it, but I like to plan on the future. Now, I'm not doing this just to listen to Happy Boy talk there. You'll notice that I'm actually in the radiation and my gauge is going up. You're actually all right as long as you don't stand in this kind of stuff. You have to actually do that for a mission that brings you in here. But like you'll see, this starts to make it go up faster, and usually there'll be a thing that says your radiation level's going up. Oh my gosh, but you won't shut up, so we'll just go. We go through here, and then we come into this room. I don't normally cut those doors. You can cut those doors open and get stuff. I'm here for the end chest, right? And this is super fun because you come down here and you go, and once you kill these 2, how did a level 1 survive that? You run up to the door. You know how I like farming doors. And you're dead too. And now there's one other person. Oh, here you'll see. Watch. Ready? Radiation increased. Nope. Oh, there it is. It's decreased because I walked out of it. It's still happening right now, but not so bad. Alright. And here, now you see the increase because I'm standing near the goopy stuff. So there are plenty of places that you can go to get that radiation down if you don't have a good radiation suit, like a, you know, if you're running around with a Mark IV or something like that. And now, in this part, you're supposed to come over here and cut this door off, and you have all sorts of great fun and adventure over there to go over to this area and fight people, and then you come down here, and then you could finally grab this yellow, oh, I'm going to do that. You can grab this yellow band that lets you open this up. And it's super fun and super awesome and super time consuming. Somebody made a poopy. And if you walk up to this door and look in the corner, you can reach through the wall and hit that switch. I don't like glitches. I don't like exploits. I don't like bugs. I don't like doing things like that. But if you're going to give me something that's going to save me some time without breaking the game, it's hard for me to say no. I thought they would have fixed that a long time ago, but they didn't. So, where are you going? But it's been there forever, so I guess I have no intention of fixing it, and sweet. And now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna start stacking bodies. And we go back over this way. Just imagine these guys, like, okay, it's pretty bad, like there's 3 dead people here, right? Now it's getting a little creepy. Like when these guys come walking out of here, they're like, Steve? Doug? Holy crap. Shield raised. This guy doesn't like to cooperate. He doesn't like to come over here. I mean, it's level 1, so that's why we can drowning pool, let the bodies hit the floor, but still. Where you at? There you are. Access is granted. So even on higher levels, that fight might take a little bit longer, and you might start building up radiation, but it'll be okay, because as soon as you come out of here, radiation starts going down, and it goes down really quick, and you're all safe. I don't do this dungeon often enough, but this is one of the nicer bosses. He is so cooperative. I just can't say enough about Lieutenant Amon. I think it's Lieutenant. I'm way over geared for this, so this is gonna look funny. Yeah, it is Lieutenant.
You won't stop us. I'll do anything to end this war.
What you doing? That's pretty cool.
You won't stop us. This will slow you down.
No, it won't.
Suppressing fire, now.
Now I'm gonna run over here and get rid of these people, because you have to kill everybody in order to finish this off.
This will pin you down. This will slow you down.
Oh, he's gonna blow up this floor. I don't think anybody else spawned. Yeah. Hooray. I don't know why this testing station, they made this so long. But if we're lucky, there will be an accelerated power pack, or an accelerator power pack in that chest over there. I don't think there's going to be one, because there hasn't been one in the last 20 some times I've done this, so I've kind of gotten used to it, but let's see. It's expected. I'm gonna take these things. That's a nice little find. So I'm not gonna complain about that. We got some augments to play with. The problem with that is I have decided to get involved in the augment world much later than I should have. I spent a lot of time running around with ungraded or grade, you know, like, oh, I don't want to do anything because I want to wait till I get grade 3 gear, and everything would have been so much easier if I just put some augments on the stupid stuff I was using. But no, you want to be fancy and wait until you can make everything the best and the most beautiful. So, not too bright on my part. I wish I had done that differently. So yeah, that was real easy because it was level 1, right? Wow, I didn't realize it was that low. Yes, that's 1% in the PvE desert. Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. Valentine, how are you? Our trip, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, it's just Mr. Rabbit. You forgot the advanced Servox and the particle. You know, I still pick them up occasionally. I really do. I don't know what it is about. I envision at some point where suddenly I'm going to have to build a whole bunch of things. It's never going to happen. Like, I'm never going to build that many. I have an entire medium box full of salvaged metal. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. Having a medium box. Okay, so let's not change anything about us so much as Zoop. Aw. Well, we can start pulling some grade 3 and grade 4 stuff out of a 14. I mean, how much harder can it be, right?
Welcome to Imperial Testing Station number 89.
Shush.
I am Dr. Branza Highnote, Station Supervisor.
So you remember the last time when I went in this room, there were 2 people down here, and then there's 2 people that spawn up here after those 2 are dead, and then another person on the stairs. Now that I've gone up to level 14, it's going to be exactly the same.
Identify yourself.
I don't care about the radiation. It's kind of exerting dominance, like same exact process, man. We're coming up to the door. Oh, we climbed the wall a little bit there. Oh, I walked right into that one. Got a little low on the stamina because he hit me with that blast. I don't know if you saw it, but that was like a 0 stamina slice to the face. Clip that. That was desperation moment. And then this dingle on the steps. He might have moved. Did you go down here? He might have been chasing after me. There you are. Here we go. Same trick, still works here. Ugh. Now, in this room, there were 2 people on the ground. Well, there was 1 person on the ground, there was 1 person that runs depending on where they go. And then we just stood by the doors and killed everybody as they came out. Yeah, we're going to do the exact same thing. Just now we're going to do it 14 difficulty. Oh, there you are. Okay. So we come up to the door and we just wait. I could switch over to the rapier because it's much stronger. That guy, unfortunately, I was not able to get the stab on the... Tried to go for the slow blade on this guy. And ended up just actually punching him or hitting him again instead of doing what I was supposed to. But we're still going to stack them up. Don't worry. Oh, too soon. Too soon. So in a moment like that, I knew that little sword dingle was coming.
Get them.
No, to go backwards. Oh my. You know what? Fine. I was trying to be cute. There we go. Oh yeah, I know this little sword person's running. So we just kind of wait for it, and you'd be surprised once you learn how to parry, how quickly you can parry. Like that. All three of them. Parry through explosions. People say I don't use my guns enough. So, there you go. We got a lot of shield damage in that little run, though. Let me show you the difference between the rapier and using the sword.
Shield race.
We do that, and we stun them both, and then we kill you. Then we get hit by that. Oop! Now I gotta get rid of the grenade. Almost got my shield gone. No, everybody, we got no stamina. Access granted. Good time to check, make sure everything's okay. Terrible loot. I did the electric on 9, didn't die. And the boss, nice job, Odd. Terrible loot, of course. So the rapier is the hardest, as their attacks are so quick. Yes. And because doing the parry makes you step back, that's one of the things that you have to that you learn about it, is you kind of got to put yourself to the hazard. You need to let them get so much closer than you do with a regular parry, so that when you back up, you still back up, but not as much, but it counts it. And honestly, I stopped trying to parry them, and all I do is, so you see this, right? I actually did 2 different buttons there. This is the heavy attack, and this is the parry, but I'm going to hold it down. It's faster. Not by much, but you do see it. And when they're running in towards me, when normally I would parry, I'll just time it. And we do that, and it stuns them, and then we do the slow blade, and it's just so much easier. But we got to go, and we got to hurt this guy. I'm going to use the same exact concept that I do here. Some people tell me that I rely on swords, melee, way too much. And I do. I'm going to admit it. I love them. That's why I'm ragging on Old Man Alchemist, because he doesn't want to use them. He's like, I like shooting guns. I was like, I do too, but I really like doing swords, because there's so many things you can do with swords. You can stab a person. You could take out a person with no shields. If a person has a shield, you could still slow blade and get through it and kill them. For fighting bosses, yes, you're putting yourself in the hazard. You're getting close and you're getting in there. So they're going to punch you, or they're going to suspenser blast you. I hope, because when they're doing that, they can't do anything else. They can't do range attacks. They can't. Here's a great example. Take a sword and start stabbing Masano in the fire dungeon. Know what she doesn't do? She doesn't shoot homing rockets at you in the 3rd stage. Because she's too busy punching you or trying to sensor blast you. Suspensor blast you. You just drop back. And then come right back in and be right at it again. I've actually gotten through that fight at high levels without her ever taken to the air in the 4th phase. She sets the floor on fire and I just kept stabbing her and she fell down. So you're interrupting boss attacks. It's almost as good as doing a Sugar Wire Claw. Or a Compel. But it doesn't cost me any stamina or excess. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Oh, well, we're actually going to... I don't think a cut array is going to do much good on this guy, but I'm going to do the same thing as we just did. First off, I love this because he lets you get that stab in. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of different damage. There you go, we just interrupted that attack. Now he's going to try to punch me. And now we've got him stunned, or his friends are coming out. So now we just got to kill them. And there should be another one. See if we can do this without him ever shooting his gun. Uh-oh. We had some stamina issues.
Let's make this harder. Support me.
He's gonna shoot me now. Oh, I almost had a chance to block that. Alright, well, we couldn't stop him from shooting the gun, but...
Back off.
You little turd. Definitely got a stamina issue right now, so now that I'm not trying to put so much damage on him, we'll let that regen, and... Oh, man. I did not want to stab his little friend there, but if we have to, we have to. Oh, I don't want to stand on this.
Out here. You won't stop us.
I don't care about the radiation. If you just do a nice little circle around him like a shark, he can't hit you. We're back up to... Uh-oh. We're back up to... Excuse me. Full, Guys, you need to stop with the thing. Alright. Now I'm tired of you doing that. Yep. Throwing grenade. Okay, we gotta switch.
You're out fast. It's all been... I need covering fire.
Oh, I switched.
You won't stop us.
Radiation's getting a little bit high, so we gotta stop playing around with Mr. Aman here, like that. And you're dead, and now so are you. And light is green, trap is clean. Same concept, but you notice how I kept him from doing all these. He has that huge I don't even know what it is. The grenade that brings you in, the gravity grenade, I guess it is. A variant of the gravity grenade, because I've never had one as effective as theirs. My stamina was a bit of an issue, but think about that, man. I burned through 3 phases without really doing much. And that was mainly just by keeping him punching, swinging, doing all his dumb stuff. I love doing that. Get in there and force them. Now, Poison and the Dark Dungeons, not quite so easy. They like to punch you. And it's a little off-putting when you go to the old quarry, because you kind of have a mix. You've got a lady shooting drill shots at you, and then you got a bunch of melee people laying around on the ground. So That makes it a little rougher. But luckily, we did this, so we're going to get super awesome, unbelievable rewards. But I can guarantee you that we're not going to get a power pack out of this, because you're not going to get it when you do it this high. Let's see what we got. Got a grade 3 penetrator. Okay, I guess. I mean, that's nice. For blades, these are the two best, in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. These are the two best augments to put on a blade because, number one, hands down, blade sharpener is great because increases the damage output, nothing else. No fancy things, no, oh, but it's going to cost you more, it's going to, ooh, but it makes it more violent. No, this is just like, I'm just going to make it sharper so it hurts people more. Perfect. The heavy blade adjuster increases damage, which is great, but it also increases the stamina to block. You'll notice that you never see anything in here that says increases stamina cost to parry. It's a block. So every time that you block somebody, it's extra stamina. And if you get into one heck of a fight, this could be somewhat of an issue, especially if you deal with a lot of lost stamina all the time. But between these two, I think I'm like super excited that these happen. This is also really cool because this I can put on my radiation suit, and that will give me more time in here. Oh no, the augmentation cannot be applied to radiation suits, so that's no, it's not useless, but that is so dumb. Why would that? The one thing that needs it. And then finally a capacity expander, which more bullets. Thank you. That's how we kill people, is having more bullets. Electric grad is probably easier once you learn the pattern. Don't you have to worry about ads? Absolutely, Cuervos. He's actually my favorite one to run. And once you know that pattern, man, it's a thing of joy. Oh, I guess I should take this stuff. This is nice. Always need plastanium. I'll go ahead and take these, even if they're not. There you go, Den. There you go, bud. I already grabbed that. I'll take that, even though they aren't really going to help me all that much.
Welcome to Imperial Testing Station number 89.
Radiation protection can't be applied to radiation suits. Like, you need a lot of radiation protection. Like, these rad suits are in the 90s and it still can become an issue. That dungeon's not that exciting that I need to risk it with. Okay, you know what? Who am I? There are some, like, ships. Sometimes I wish I didn't have to wear a radiation suit when I'm in ships. Sometimes I don't, if I know I can run through it. But there are some that have a decent combat area. But man, I personally, and I could be wrong, but personally, I'm hard-pressed to find a situation where I would put radiation weave on regular armor. Unless I'm wrong and it does like 90 or some crazy amount. We'll find out because we're heading back. But I usually will go in there and run several of those at level 1, just in the off hopes that that accelerated power pack will drop, and it doesn't. And here's another thing that I want to point out, which is why it's so important or such a good thing to have friends to play with. let's say that I just went in there and I did it at level 1 and it wasn't hard and we could cut through and everything's fine, and I go there and I open the chest and I don't have one. Like, shoot. So then I load it back up. Only takes me, let's just, for the sake of even numbers, right, 10 minutes to do it. I could do it, I think I got it done in like 6, but we'll say 6. So it took me 6 minutes to get it done. I could do that dungeon 10 times. What are the chances of me getting that? But if I ran that with other people, let's say I had a team of 4 and we went in there and we did that, and all of us want to get power packs, what are the chances that all 4 of us are going to get it? Very unlikely, but it's still possible that one person will. And we run it again and no one gets it. And then we run it again and another person gets it. And then we run it again and one of the people that already got it, get it. Guess what they can do? They can drop it to one of the people that didn't. And you're increasing your drop chances because one chest becomes 4. As long as you got friends, you know. But you just pick up a rando group, man. Nobody's gonna drop that kind of thing. But so, okay. Look. Let me come over here and ready. Whoa, it's creepy. I have him blocked so you can't see it, but here he is. Still going at it. What an idiot. Funcom won't address it because there's really, like, when it comes down to it, being annoying isn't against the rules, you know? I gotta go a little further down. You just can't cross the lines, you know? It can't be, oh my gosh. I never should have moved it. You know what's sad? It gives me numbers. Tells me exactly where it would be, and if I had just paid attention to where it was. It. Why am I saying it? It's me, for goodness sakes, right? There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna just do that inside my base for no reason. Look, I want to show you something. So this was my dump box that I would just, like, whenever I was going out and doing testing stations and stuff in the overland map, I would just come over and drop it in there and, like, didn't care. That's what this is too. Dude. A little tiny pair of gloves down there at the bottom. Now I don't know where I put them. There we go. Look, that's a grade 3 tactical radiation suit. Did it say just radiation or radiation and fire? So I have a need advice. I just did station 24 for the first time, level 1. Should I keep doing level 1 to farm? Should I keep increasing level until I can't do it? Or move to other stations? Sergio, that is an incredible question. What you should do is you should stay in a dungeon until 2 things occur. One is you start getting good at it. You start realizing enemy spawns, patterns, when bad guys are showing up, how to deal with them. Once you start getting better, if you keep bouncing around to all of them at the same, like you go do this one, go do fire, go do this, go do that, go do that, you're not really learning, you're just going in there and swinging weapons and shooting guns. So you want to keep doing the same dungeon until you start getting good at it. And as you get good at it, increase the level. If you get your butt handed to you, drop it back one more and say, okay, what was I not doing that I should have been? Until you start getting gear that's better than what you have on. So let's say you have ungraded forge armor. So you go and do the electric one. And at the lower levels, you're not going to get gear 1 immediately. Once you start going up to like 2, 3, and 4, it's a chance of dropping. Once you start getting better armor and you can put augments on them, do that and then increase the level. And just keep following that same step pattern, where you get better at it to get better gear so that you can do higher levels, get better at it, get higher gear, do higher levels, and keep just doing that path. If you get to a point where you just can't beat a dungeon, go ahead and jump to another one, but you'll have upgraded gear to start that one out with, and you'll be able to just cut through those levels real quick and start getting better gear as well. You want to basically, you're going to hit a wall. There's going to be a point where you're just not capable of beating that dungeon with what you're wearing and the gear, the weapons and the armor that you have. The reason it's going to happen is because eventually, I talk about the electric station 152, and I talk about know the pattern, and you could do this all day. Technically I could, but you know what? I'll screw it up. I'll lose my train of thought. I'll think of something else. Eli will bark. Something will happen. I'll miss a step and I'll get electrocuted, and then I get shot, and then I get put down. I talk crap on the fire girl. I was doing her the other day, doing that dungeon the other day, and she put me down twice in the same run. She put me down and I was upset about it. So then I ran in there for some vengeance. She put me down almost immediately, and I'm like, okay, dude, stop. Third run, I went in there and I got her. So, yeah, you can do it all day long, but you can't. Eventually you'll screw up. You'll make a mistake, and if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay for it. So that would be my advice, Sergio, is find one that you like and do that to the point where you're comfortable doing it. For instance, I just did the radiation dungeon, and I can tell you, even sitting right here, nowhere near it, that the first room, if you go down the stairs, there's this guy with a sword and a guy with a gun. Kill both of them, and then you go upstairs to that one door, the spawn door, and it's going to be a chain gunner and usually a person with a gun. I've actually seen it one time where a sword person came out. But then once you kill them, you run to the other side, the steps you came down in the very first one. There's going to be a sword person there. Kill that. Room opens up. I can sit there and do that because I've done it enough times. So when I run through here, it looks like, oh, well, he really knows it. That's what you want to get to. You want to get to that point where you know it so that you're not thinking actively of it. You're just doing it. And once you do that, you'll start being able to do them at much higher levels. So find one that you like. I would suggest that you do either the electric, the fire, or the poison dungeon. The radiation one, it's messed up. I mean, that advanced power pack to do at level 1 is great. It's really cool getting super awesome graded tactical radiation suits, but I don't know really how useful that is. Maybe there's some good augments that'll come out of this. I don't know. But it's not like one of the best ones as far as gearing, as far as I know. Maybe it is for you. I don't know. But fire, poison, or lightning, electric, are the ones I would focus the most on. The old quarry can be fun. I've been getting in there a lot. I've been progressing up my levels on it. There's some augments that I want to get out of that. But I don't know. It's neat to have a different kind of fight, but what kills me is going into those rooms that are so huge and then I can't find where the bad guy is, and I'm like, I just want to end this dude so I can move to the next level, because access won't be granted until everyone's dead, and I have no idea where this guy's running around. That can be solved by taking a life scanner with you, which I need to make and need to do, but anywho. So hopefully, Sergio, that makes sense. Great, Jack. Thank you for that. By the way, 100% agree with practice. I'm loving the melee build. So much fun. Absolutely, dude. That is awesome. But yeah, that's what my advice is, to find one of them, electric, fire, or poison. Electric and fire might be a little easier because poison, you got a lot of mitigation to do. It's almost like the fire. But once you figured it out and learned it, and electric dungeon gives you forge armor, which everybody knows I love. But also, if you do the fire dungeon, I think you get, what is it, bulwark that comes out of that one? And that's a handy set too. So both of them are good. There you go. Maybe a little too long, but the flexi coating reduces the stamina cost for blocking, which is nice. But I'd rather take a damage increase. Odd. My theory on that is my intent is to block once. I'll take the extra stamina loss. Be alright. I don't need to save stamina because I'm only going to block them once. After that, they're dead. Yeah, sometimes it takes multiple stabs, but I get that mindset. You don't have to waste stamina on them if they're dead. Maybe if you're doing shipwrecks, there are some areas that are radiated. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, but even in that case, they aren't big. You know, it's like they're. I'm trying to think of an area that has horrendous amounts of radiation where I was always like, dude, I wish I had my armor on. Even the Wreck of the Tyche, I don't. Well, you know what? Wreck of the Tyche might be a little better if I could do some armor. It's not too much of a problem, and it's not something that you can increase, but boy, if they ever make that a dungeon. Did it just say radiation or radiation and fire? That I don't know. I think I went past that. I'm sorry. I can't see all of this. KSM 300. I don't know. Just say radiation or radiation and fire. Not sure what you. Only discovered the channel today while checking out some things, getting ready to restart on Xbox with friends. I will be on Xbox PC though. Good guys and someone who's been away. Thanks. You are welcome. House UK. Is that a UK viewer? Oh my goodness. That would be cool. But good to hear. I got, we're not going to go to war over this, but my console sitting down here is a PlayStation. So I'm a, what do they call them? PlayStation ponies. So, you know what? If a bunch of my friends that I used to play Destiny and Call of Duty and all that stuff with, if they decided they wanted, I might take the time to learn how to do a controller. I wish you could go between them, but yeah. Even electric, if you know the pattern fine, but if weapons are low, you could run out of ammo. That's why another reason why I like stabbing people, because you never run out of ammo with the sword. But yes, you could run out of ammo eventually if your weapons aren't doing well enough. But yeah, that's why I stabs. Invest in a good sword. Like I said, you don't see me using guns often, but I do use them. I should use them more. I pick on old man about him not using melee weapons. I should use guns more. Maybe together when we start hanging out, we'll rub off on each other. Would be a good thing. Still never done Old Quarry or Poison. Oh, I hate the Poison one, so annoying. I love Bulwark for general combat. IP, yes sir. It is not bad. I haven't done as much of the Poison dungeon as I should. I think I'll do well in it, because by nature I like to do stick and move, so we cha and then jump, and that is incredibly helpful in the Poison dungeon. I'm also not gonna lie, because pride is a sin. The first time I beat that dungeon was because I literally just ran around the stump things in the middle, because he can't hit you at that point. So I would kind of jog around that, get my stamina back, stab, 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 and then just jog around that. I think the Poison dungeon was the first dungeon I ever went into. So, but yeah, I haven't been to that one enough, but it's It's okay. I think me and the guild did that one at a high level. But I get poisoned by the Masquerade enough, you know? Yeah, Bulwark is a good set. Like I said, you usually see me in my forge gear. I like the light armor and I like being dodgy, so it works better for me. By the way, I did this. This isn't where they're gonna stay, but I made boxes for each of the dungeons so that when I get certain things that are cool, I keep them from there. And each one of these boxes starts out with a body. And yes, it is appropriate. That is my monument to these douchebags for the things they do. I don't want to ruin Old Quarry for you because it's actually story mode. It's actually kind of cool. So I don't know. Did you do the story or have you not done anything? Because I did the story and it took me quite a while to get through all that. But doing it as a dungeon is a lot faster. And if you get a chance to get whichever one it is, there's one of these things. Oh, Storm Lady. Here you go. Under the steel product, you can get access to this handheld life scanner. It's a unique scanner that specializes in only detecting the living. That is so helpful when you're doing those big areas where bad guys are just not cooperating and they're not trying to kill you. And they'll get stuck in all sorts of different places. It's he's just like, dude, why are we not moving? Why are we not progressing on? But anywho. So, yeah. The last thing we're going to talk about tonight is I'm a sad panda. Because the Landsraad is now in session and we won. And I only had 10,600 points, but it is just me and I never get timing on these things. So the fact that I was able to contribute was pretty cool. And what are the options? Well, we had the vehicle vendor, we had a tool vendor, and we had, I think, an armor vendor or a melee. Armor. So I voted for the vehicle, and we are at 238,000. And for armor, there was 5,250 points that went to that. So somebody thought armor was going to be a good idea. And the exclusive tool rights has 855,301. Now, the armor import rights. I don't know. It's been quite a while since I've actually seen that. It's not going to be graded. So there's better places to go for things. So you could get better quality gear, like the stronger. Just by doing low-level testing stations. So I don't know. I chose to vote for the vehicle import rights because if you watch my content, you know I've been super excited about that finally showing up for the Regis container. Now, what is a Regis container? On your sand crawler, the Mark 6, which is the best you can make out of the regular fabricator, the regular things, it can hold 7,500 spice sand in it. But from the Landsraad vehicle vendor, you can get a thing called a Regis spice container. And that can hold 11,000 pounds of spice sand. So I love that. The fact that I can go out and get a huge amount of spice from the crawler. Okay. The rest of the vehicle imports is questionable. I mean, it's going to give you some wings. You can get like I think you can get hummingbird and albatross wings. I don't think you can buy rock wings. Maybe you can. I don't know. But all I was really excited about was the Regis container and I guess a set of sand treads. Now, honestly, I have a bunch of sand treads because they show up as a Landsraad house reward. And anytime I see that, I would get it. And then one day I was like, dude, you got like 8 sets of that thing. Stop. But it looks like we're not winning, and it's going to be the tool vendor. So I'm going to be an asshole about this. I can say this because we're late in the stream. I'm going to be an asshole about this, but I'm recognizing the fact that I'm an asshole. On why 8,550 or 855,000 votes went towards that. For two reasons. Number one is because you can buy irradiated slag from them. Why does that matter? Well, because irradiated slag is used to make spice infused fuel cells for spice generators, which make 1,000 power. So it makes the fuel for a really big power generator. And also you can get, I think you can get, from what I've heard, you can get the wings for ornithopters, and if you take them to the recycler, it'll break down into some pumps, industrial pumps, because they're used to make wings. So when you break them down, you get those back. So why does that matter? Why would we care about getting a bunch of free industrial pumps and irradiated slag? And the answer for that is something that the big guilds want. Big groups of players that are going out to the deep desert and mining or harvesting spice, mining plastanium, doing all that stuff in huge quantities. That is right up their alley. Because yes, you can get slag from Shoal, and you can get it from the wreck of the Tyche, but you're not going to get it in the amount that these people are going to need. And the same thing goes for the industrial pumps, because they need a water content that is so much more than what normally a player would need. Now, I'm by myself. I've got 3 million water, and I've got 2 of those spice generators, and I can go to Shoal or the wreck of the Tyche, and I could bring home so much irradiated slag that I actually have a surplus. But that's me. Let's say that you're in a guild with 20 people. How many of those people are able to go to the wreck of the Tyche? How often are they going to go to Shoal? You only get the radiated slag in the little things. It's actually a somewhat difficult material to get if you need to power tons of machinery. You might say, well, why would you do that? Like, why do you need more than one spice refiner? Well, if you have 20 people in your guild and they're all out collecting spice, when they get back to the base, what are we forming a line? Like, am I going to sit here and wait? Oh, it takes 45 minutes to make a batch of spice. So I'll be, okay, well, there's 3 people in front of me. So I guess in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I'll finally be able to make my batch of spice. The answer or the solution to that is they make more than one spice generator. And they could all be running at the same time. Puff, puff, pass. Big guilds who voted for the tool vendor this time. I promise to go hard for vehicle next time. Yeah, well, we'll see. If they burn through all their resources, then they'll be like, well, I was going to, but we need the thing. But anyway, the same thing goes with the industrial pumps. What do you need them for? Well, for ornithopter wings, but also the big thing is for water. Why do you need a ton of water? Because if you're making huge batches of spice, like multiples, or titanium, strontium, that kind of stuff, you need a ton of water. So guilds who have active members who participate in deep desert activities, they need this. So it sucks for me because I've been waiting for weeks and weeks for this vehicle import to come up. And in my viewpoint, the tool vendor is insanity, because the Regis container for the crawler only comes from the Imperial Landsraad vehicle vendor. It's the only place in the game you can get it, besides the market when you buy it from somebody. But anybody selling that's going to be doing like millions and hundreds of millions. It's a ridiculous price because you can only get it from one place versus something that you can go farm. For me, that's absolutely a no-brainer. Why on earth would you do that? And it's because I'm not thinking from their point of view. if they're having to feed that much machinery with that many people, their little trips to the Taiki ain't gonna cut it. They're not gonna have enough fuel to keep those generators running. Now, they did do a buff here recently, which maybe they're not thinking about, but like, you get a lot more power out of these things now. But water's still going to become an issue. And I can easily say, well, why don't you just go over to Sentinel City or buy them from, what's her name, from Zoe? Yeah, well, when you're making 20 million water or something like that for a guild base out in the deep desert, I understand. So I was a little salty about it. I felt a certain way. And then for a guy who pushes very regularly that you should put some effort into seeing things from other people's point of view, I get it. I mean, maybe if one of them would just, you know, drop by with an extra Regis container, I'll trade them slag and industrial pumps for it. So it is sad and it is unfortunate. Shyla just said that, I guess I shouldn't mention that Harmony had the vehicle vendor come up twice. Good on you. Good for you. 1.4 million water you still run out? Yep, it can happen. It can 100% happen. Especially if you get yourself on a tear. Like right now, I have not been out in the deep desert. I couldn't tell you last time. It was weeks since I've been out there. Spice and plastanium are going to take up most of your water. So if you come back with huge batches of that, the last time I did it, I have 3 million. 3.1 million, I guess. And I was making so much spice and so much plastanium in my deep desert base that I was putting water in liter johns and shipping it back and forth. And then when I was done out in the deep desert, I came back not realizing how far down I'd put my water. So I brought back a whole bunch of raw resources in my cargo container. I was like, oh, let me click this, and clicked it up and actually bottomed out and ran out. I was like, wow. It's been months since I ran completely out of water. Like, holy crap. But yeah, you can run out. All right, well, we're almost at the 2-hour mark, and I'm actually going to end this a little bit early because we got to get ready to go watch Darkest Visions. But a couple things, like I said, we're going on an adventure. I don't normally stream on Tuesdays, so you shouldn't expect to see me. But if things go well, you might just see me over on Darkest Visions channel. The links for his channel, actually I shouldn't say his, their channel, because him and Replicant play together, which is awesome. And the link for their channel is in the description, as well as the link for Old Man Alchemist, who we might be seeing during the evening. Depends on the snack and nap schedule and my own snack and nap schedule, for God's sakes. But that is where I will be at 1 o'clock on Thursday. So if the transfer goes well, I'll be on Darkest Visions stream probably around like 8-ish or so. And we'll be doing all sorts of fun and exciting stuff. Who's DV? Darkest Vision? Who? Yeah, it's the Replicant channel, man. He was been holding it down. But yeah, so that's going to happen now. My normal Wednesday stream is still going to happen. So I will be there for sure. And I may end up having a visitor on my own stream as well. But I'll keep you posted as to where I'm going to be or who's going to be with me. And we'll see in a whole bunch of different spots. But what you guys can do is whenever we jump into somebody else's channel, make sure you drop a like. That really helps more than you know. YouTube is very fickle, and some things don't make sense. The fact that you guys jump in here and do a lot of chatting, talking to me and talking to yourselves, answering each other's questions, that is huge, because a rolling chat shows a good community, which you guys are. And just getting in there and chatting it up with people is very helpful to us content creators. Also, just, you know, right now, back out of that comment section, hit that like button, because, you know, I can see that, you know, we'll do, you know, 60, 70, 80 people watching at one time. Eventually, you know, after the live goes, we'll have several hundred, and it'll be like 30 likes or 20 likes. And I'm like, really? 10% of you guys thought it was good? Like, you know? But those kind of things really do help. It helps YouTube take us seriously, which then puts us out to more people, so that more people get to see us. And then all sorts of fun and exciting stuff happens. And then, of course, subscribing is huge. And as long as what I'm doing is entertaining, you're enjoying, learning, sharing, having a great time, by all means, hit the subscribe button and be here whenever I am. So I want to thank everybody. To my friends here in Odin, I am stepping out on an adventure, but don't sell all my stuff, and don't take my my property here. Well, actually, I'm not going to be back here. I'm still going to be on Odin, but it'll be someplace secret. But yeah, don't sell all my stuff, and don't start telling stories about how I passed away, because I will be coming back. I'll be back. But very excited to this will be the first time I've collaborated with anybody, so I can't wait to get onto somebody else's streams and start saying bad words like poppycock. But you better be back. You know what, man? I'm gonna miss you. I'll miss you. Hey, tell you what, if anybody messes with the Shiala, you just let me know, and I'll be bringing the fire. I didn't think about liking the individual videos. Oh man. No, but yeah, it does help. So, you know, it's yeah, it does help us. Like the Funcom creator program, which I'm not sure if I'm going to join it or not, but did you hear DB killed Jack? What? But you know, the way they look at it as far as whether or not they want to partner with you is like a subscriber count, views on videos, likes on videos, concurrent views on stream. Those are the different metrics that open up options for us. So it's really helpful if you drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, or chat like you do in here. Those are all great things that help us out. So I'm going to jump off of here so that we have a nice clear open window for DB and Replicant to get their stuff started. And I'm going to be watching them while we finish packing here. And then we're going to see what we see. But yeah, I don't have a problem with Odin. I love it here. It is super fun. I love the Discord. Shiala, if you guys could get rid of Patrick while I'm gone, that would kind of be cool. Just saying. But anywho, I'm not a mean guy, but if you're just going to be annoying just because you think annoying is fun, go someplace else and do it. Anyway, folks, that is that is enough for me tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we had some fun. Hey, you didn't see me in the electric dungeon, so it's new stuff. But got a great week coming up. I will definitely keep everybody posted where I'm at, who I'm with, and what we're doing. And as always, I will see you out there. Take care.